everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Pretty Little Vibes. I'm one of your hosts, Lorena Guillet, and here I have the beautiful and amazing
Kiddo Paradise.
And we are so excited to be bringing you this episode today for Valentine's Day, especially for all the lovebirds or all the single cuties out there.
Have fun, all you couples. I'm all like, nah.
So I would love to hear your story. First, Kendall, what is your worst date story?
Oh, I went on a date with this guy who asked me out a couple times and I agreed to.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed a little socially awkward, but while we were on a date, he was telling me how mad he was. You could see how infuriated he was getting and his veins were popping out of his neck. And he was talking to me about how his therapist just recently wrote a book about him and made millions off of it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, interesting. I was like, well, what was the name of the book? He goes, Angry Child. Check, please.
Oh my god, that's scary.
Oh my god, that's scary.
I was like, forget it. Obviously, therapy didn't work for you.
Oh my god. So I looked on Quora.com. Lady's a nurse, was going on a first date she met on an app or something. He shows up to her house to pick her up, but she's running a little late. He comes in and sits down in her living room while she finishes getting ready. She comes out and the guy is sitting in her living room, all snuggled up in her blanket. He looks like green. He's shivering and it's the middle of the summer. She's like, okay, something weird's going on. So she goes into nurse mode, like, what did you last eat? Since when have you been feeling this way? La-di-da, la-di-da, blah, blah, blah. The guy doesn't really want to answer, but finally he tells her his butt has been hurting, and she's like, okay, I'm not going to examine that. So she drives him to the nearby hospital. During this 5-minute car ride, this is the first time they've been hanging out, and he's throwing up all over her car. They check him in and everything, and it turns out that for some reason, the top of his butt crack was infected, and it had pus, like, ready to blow. So they had to,
Ready to blow.
Yeah, ready to blow, basically. So they had to put him into surgery to take out all that pus and get rid of the infection. It was this guy's first surgery. His parents were, like, out of town or something.
Oh, no.
So he, like, begged the girl to stay until the surgery was over just to make sure he was okay. So she did. And then afterwards, he finally called his parents, and she was finally like, oop, I'm out of here. But if you thought that's where the story ends, you are dead wrong.
Did they get married?
No.
Okay.
Thank God. But you beat me to the punchline, Kendall. He calls her the next day and he's like, hey, my parents won't be back until Monday. And it's like Saturday morning. Can you come pick me up from the hospital? I need someone to take care of me. So she goes and picks him up and takes care of him and has to change his bandages on his butt. Has to wash him because he's all like gone on like the medication and everything. Has to feed him, clothe him, everything for free, obviously. She doesn't know this guy. And then finally his parents arrive on Monday afternoon to pick him up, and she has to show them how to take care of him, how to change his bandages and everything. And when he had to go number 2, he had to tell her so she could clean him up.
Oh my god, I am dying.
The worst part is that afterwards he still called her because he wanted to do a do-over on their date.
No. Did she go?
No, she was like, nope. I've seen this guy's butt before. I've even really gotten to know him.
Way too much about that person.
She's a nice person, but if it was me,
Yeah.
I would have been like, I'm sorry, I have plans. I'm not available. Click. But that's because I'm not a great person. Worst date story I ever read, and thank God that never happened to me. Thank you, Jesus.
I'd have to say mine is not quite as bad as any body fluids. We went out on a date. He asked me what I thought about football team. You know, I'm not going to say which one it is. They suck. I mean, I trashed them completely. A little boy came up and asked for his autograph, so I had to do the walk of shame in realizing he played for that
team. Story ever, yeah.
Best date ever! Cool one that I've done. I bought 2 Nerf guns and I put one by the front door, and I left a little letter on the front door that says, if you catch me and get me, I'll cook dinner, and if not, you cook dinner.
Aww.
So I won, of course, because I'm competitive. What
what
about you?
My best date story was Noe's first date when we got back together. Like, we were getting to know each other again. Like, we had grown up so much. even though it fit. But we went to the mall, we bought ice cream. Remember that what I loved most about that date was that he was so attentive, patient, caring. Everything I said, I don't know, gold, yeah. And he was just so amazing. And after that, mall closed at 9, but we kind of didn't want to say goodbye to each other. So we went to a park. We were just sitting in one of those little swing bench type things, and we were just looking at the stars. And I don't know, it's like when you really like somebody, but you don't want to make the first move. So just being close to them, feel the electricity. We weren't kissing or anything. We weren't even like holding hands, but just being next to each other was like the electricity was there. And the tension. Just remember that. He took me home, and it's like we didn't want to say goodbye. It was like 10 p.m., but we did. And then that weekend we ended up hanging out the entire time because we just couldn't get enough of each other. I was 16.
12 to 14% of people stay together from high school.
Whoa. Uncommon.
And one of my first kisses, I was so ready to kiss this guy. He had a Slurpee from 7-Eleven, and I thought it was our moment. We connected eyes, and he smiled at me, and I was right here, and the drink was in between us. I leaned in, I was like, and then all of a sudden I hear, he was like, he didn't want to pick the drink up, so he was leaning down. He was like, oh, I didn't know you wanted me to kiss you. But when he leaned in, I thought he was kissing me, but he,
oh my god, Well, you guys, I absolutely loved these stories. I hope they cheered you up today. If you're alone and if you're with someone, I hope they made you guys laugh. We hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you guys next time.